Thank you for joining me again today for some of my yoga practices that help me navigate the roller coaster of life after loss. I'm Marianne. This is the Village Yoga Sedona YouTube channel, and I invite you to please join us by subscribing to make sure you stay apprised of all the new videos that we add. I am looking to add at least one video a week, maybe two. And the more of you that join in, the more content we'll be able to create. So thank you for being here. Today's practice is what I'm going to call a lazy practice. It's just yoga for laying down yoga to help on those days where it's really hard to get out of bed or where you don't feel like getting off the couch. So we're going to start today with ourselves on our backs. So get yourself settled, get yourself comfortable. Have enough space where you can spread out if possible. I like to have a bolster and some blocks handy. You can do this practice without props, but it may be a little bit more comfortable with. But like I said, I kind of like to imagine this is what I do some days when I don't feel like getting out of bed. So go ahead and let yourself come down almost as if you are in bed, right? You might just have your feet out. And let's just imagine that you are here just waking up in some sense. Maybe you're waking up from sleep. Maybe you're waking up from just being sedentary. And you've got some little spark of desire to do something productive or rewarding, but you're struggling to have the energy to start. So we're going to start by bringing our feet to the mat, and then bring your shins up and let your hands come to your knees. So your arms are straight, your shoulders are on the mat or the bed or the couch. And just very slowly bring your knees in and let them out. And as you let them out, you might lift your head and neck just gently. You want this to be comfortable. If you'd like, you can have a pillow underneath your head. And you can do this with your eyes closed. So the goal here, if there is a goal, is to feel the movement, to feel the sensations in your lower back as you pull your knees in your arms as you lift, to feel your breath flowing in and out. And just purposefully moving. The goal here is to move with intention, and the intention is simply to feel how good it can feel to move. Then we'll place our left leg straight out and pull your right knee into your chest with both feet flexed. You can really clasp your fingers together, put them on your right knee or your shin. And you may feel some alignment going on here. You might feel your vertebrae moving. This is a good digestive pose. So if you've got unpredictable digestion right now, this is a nice pose to help with that, or slow digestion. You can take that right knee to the outside of your right ribs and notice the slight difference in sensation that you may feel in your right hip when you make that move. And then go ahead and straighten that right leg up. You can grab onto your calf, your knee, your ankle, your foot, your toes. Or if you have a strap or a belt or a scarf handy, you can use that to wrap around the bottom of your foot. And you want to have a slight bend in your right knee so that it's not hyperextended. And pull that right leg up towards your forehead. It doesn't have to come there's no perfect amount for it to come. It's, again, keeping your eyes closed, just feeling the sensation that occurs as you pull that leg in, as you wake up all of the ligaments and joints releasing in the fascia. It doesn't have to be a very forceful activity. Sometimes the most informative versions of a yoga asana are the ones we do very subtly and slowly, so that we can learn more about our bodies and how it wants to be treated. And then we'll bend that knee, stretch out that right leg, bring the left knee in, and the same on this side. We'll be clasping our fingers, pulling that left knee into the chest, feeling the difference between having it on the inside and outside of the ribs. You get a little bit more this cross opening when you have it on the outside. But again, one's not better. If this feels better to you, then go ahead and keep your knee more towards center. Feeling the inhales and exhales. And then we'll go ahead and straighten that left leg. Bring the scarf or your hands or whatever you're using to your left foot. A little bit of a bend in the left knee as you bring that left toes more towards your forehead. Pressing gently with your foot towards the ceiling. You may want to play around with pulling the strap or your foot, if you're doing this with your hands, the pinky toe side of the foot down towards the earth a little more. You'll feel a difference in sensation on the outer left side of your leg, most likely. I know I do. If you don't, then you don't. We're all different, so we all experience these poses differently. And so you just have to find what it is that feels good for you. And then you can go ahead and release that, bending that knee down, bringing the feet down to the mat. And we're going to do a gentle twist. So bringing our shins up parallel, arms out into a T if you can. If you don't have room for that, you can bring them into cactus, or cactus may feel better for you. And then very gently let your knees fall over to the right side. If you've got pillows around you and you would like, you can see what this feels like by bringing pillows underneath your knees. It's entirely a matter of preference. And we'll sink in a little bit, releasing, noticing if you're holding on, if you're clenching anything in your shoulders, in your ribs, in your glutes or your hips. Just try to let yourself melt a little bit into the surface beneath you. And for a little subtler enhancement or addition to the rotation, you can take your gaze out over your opposite hand, so away from your knees. So my knees are over to the right. If I bring my gaze over to the left, there's just ever so subtle a difference in sensation that I can feel here on my left side. If that doesn't feel like a good sensation to you, you can have your gaze towards your right hand or up ahead, whatever feels better for your neck. And again, I'm doing this right now with a pillow, but you can also do this with your head down without a pillow. Taking a nice inhale in, exhaling out audibly, releasing. And you can use your hands to pull your knees in towards your torso, giving yourself a little hug again, letting the shins come parallel, arms out, again, either in cactus or to a T. And then we'll let the knees fall over to the left side. Gaze wherever it feels good. Inhaling and just releasing. Can feel really nice to just rest here. So even though we're laying down, we might be calling ourselves lazy or unmotivated. You're doing something beneficial. And so it's all good. We're doing what we need right now, being gentle with ourselves. Inhaling in, exhaling out. You can bring your knees again back up to center. Place your knees on the surface and then taking your right knee up to the sky, bend the right knee and place the right ankle on the left knee. So we've got a figure 4 here. And you can do a gentle tension, pressing away with your right palm into your right thigh to get a little bit more of a hip opener here. You can also just lift the left leg up if that feels okay to you, even clasping behind, depending on how much sensation you're looking for. This is also known as reclined pigeon. It's a very nice hip opener. The hips carry a lot of pent-up tension and stress. So this is a really nice one to do even for a minute or so every day. And then you can go ahead and release that, and we'll switch sides. Lifting the left leg, left ankle on the right knee, and see what it feels like just with the foot on the floor or the bed. And if you prefer, you can go ahead and lift it. Again, feeling the breath. See if you close your eyes and you breathe, if you can feel subtle differences in the sensations in your especially in your left leg and your left hip as the breath comes in and out. And then go ahead and place that foot down. And take a moment here, just feeling the comfort, feeling the security. And then we're going to come into a rolling bridge. So with your feet on the mat, pressing down to just gently lift your tailbone up. You can let your arms come up behind you, pausing at the top of the inhale and exhaling to let yourself just flow back down. This is a really nice, gentle movement of the spine. Inhaling in, exhaling one vertebra at a time. Sometimes I'll get cramps in my legs. And so you can just stretch them out if that happens to you. If not, just keep continuing in a nice gentle flow. Doing this 4, 5, 6 times. And then pausing for a moment. And we're going to roll over now, still laying down, and come onto our bellies. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So you'll have your shoulders right over your elbows. Your palms are wide enough just to be secure, but you don't want to be stretching them out too much. And just feel that length. Use your attention and your intention to trace from your tailbone up your spine, up your neck to the top of your head. And you're doing that with a gentle lift. So you're lifting up, just feeling that breath as you inhale and exhale, getting what I'm hoping is a nice gentle back bend here to open up the heart center. Your gaze will be kind of down towards the corner of the mat, or the front edge of the mat, I should say. If you are looking for a more deep sensation of back stretch, then you can come to seal by pressing your palms in and straightening your arms. If that doesn't feel good, then don't do it. Stay this way. Or you may flow a little bit. Inhaling a gentle lift, exhaling back to Sphinx. We'll do that again. Inhaling, exhaling. And then let your palms make a little pillow for your forehead. And bring your feet up. You can windshield wiper them a little bit side to side here. And then we're going to bring our palms underneath our shoulders, press ourselves back through tabletop, and come to child's pose. So we'll bring our toes together, knees wide. Feel free to use a pillow for your forehead here, and just let yourself come down into child's pose. Still tracing that breath from your tailbone up your spine, all the way up to the crown of your head. And you can just sink in here. And if you'd like, you can stop the video now and stay here in child's pose for as long as you'd like. When you are ready to finish this practice and move on to whatever you feel like doing next today, you can bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Gently bring yourself back upright into a comfortable seat. take a nice couple of breaths here. You may want to just put your head back on the pillow, take a nap. That's absolutely okay. If you feel like bringing a little energy in, and you can take your arms up and around, inhaling, hands together, exhaling them, feeling the energy just kind of wash through you. We'll do one more of those. Inhaling in, and again exhaling. Thank you for joining me for this practice today. Again, please join us as a subscriber if you want to stay apprised of upcoming videos. And I hope that this helps you along on your journey as you navigate life after loss. Namaste. Thank you.